Commonly used ego defense mechanisms and their illustrations from clinical situations. First, primary defense mechanism, that is repression. It is unconsciously excluding from conscious awareness of anxiety provoking ideas or feelings. The examples in normal life would be forgetting and slip of tongue. It mainly occurs in psychogenic amnesia. Then psychotic or narcissistic defense mechanisms. First is regression. It is a reversion to modes of psychological functioning that are characteristic of earlier life stages, especially childhood years. It can be seen in dreams, regression in the service of ego, that is, ability of a mature adult to appropriately indulge periodically in playful childlike activities. Clinical situations are neurosis, that is mild regression, then psychosis, more pervasive regression, then severe prolonged physical illness, that is also regression. Second, denial. It is an involuntary exclusion of unpleasant or painful reality from conscious awareness. It can be seen during grief or in children 3 to 6 year olds. Psychosis and alcohol dependence are main clinical situations in this defense mechanism. Then third, projection. It is an unconscious attribution of one's own attitudes and urges to other people's because of intolerance or painful affect aroused by those attitudes and urges. It is a universal phenomenon that occurs more commonly in children. It can be seen in persecutory delusions and hallucinations. Then, fourth, distortion. Unconscious cross reshaping of external reality to satisfy inner needs. It can be seen in hallucinations and delusions, especially of grandiosity. The third type of defense mechanisms that are neurotic or immature. First defense mechanism in this type is conversion. A repressed forbidden urge is simultaneously kept out of awareness and also expressed in symbolic disguised form of some somatic conversion reaction, usually either motor or sensory. It can be seen in normal individuals when exposed to catastrophic stress, otherwise presence always implies psychopathology. The clinical situation is conversion disorder, also called hysteria in previous times. Second, dissociation. Involuntary splitting or suppression of a mental function or a group of mental functions from rest of the personality in a manner that allows expression of forbidden, unconscious impulses without having any sense of responsibility for actions. It can happen during a near-death experience or after a near-death experience. And clinical situations are dissociative disorders such as psychogenic amnesia, psychogenic fugue, multiple personality, somnambulism, possession syndrome. All of these clinical situations, these are not necessarily attached to these defense mechanisms. It can be associated to these defense mechanisms, but not always. Then, displacement. Unconscious shifting of emotions, usually aroused by perceived threat, from an unconscious impulse to a less threatening external object which is then felt to be source of threat. It can happen in normal day-to-day deflection of anger on a substitute target. Now, clinical situation can be phobia, especially in children, or OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Fourth, isolation. Isolation of affect. Separation of the idea of an unconscious impulse from its appropriate effect, thus allowing only the idea and not the associated effect to enter awareness. It can happen during grief when we have lost someone, or it can also affect the ability to discuss traumatic events, without the associated disturbing emotions with passage of time. Now, clinical situation that can be associated with isolation is obsessional thoughts, reaction formation, unconscious transformation of unacceptable impulses into exactly opposite attitudes, impulses, feelings, or behaviors. It can happen during a normal character formation in childhood from 3 years onwards, and clinical situation is obsessive compulsive personality traits and disorder. Sixth, undoing. Unconsciously motivated acts which magically, symbolically counteract unacceptable thoughts, impulses, or acts can happen. Checking of gas knobs or locks to ensure safety, and automatically saying I am sorry on bumping into somebody. Clinical situations that are associated with undoing are compulsive acts in OCD. So, compulsive in OCD. Then, compulsive rituals. Seventh, rationalization. Providing logical explanation for irrational behavior motivated by unacceptable unconscious wishes. It is a universal phenomena and usually used to explain behaviors resulting from other defense mechanisms. Then, intellectualization. Excessive use of intellectual processes, logic to avoid affective expression, that is emotion. When faced with stressful situation, use of logic to focus closely on external reality and avoiding expression of inner feelings. For example, fear. It is not associated with especially a clinical situation. Ninth, acting out. Expression of an unconscious impulse through action, thereby gratifying the impulse. For example, destruction of an object in a fit of rage. And the clinical situation that it is associated with are impulse control disorders. Like many people will say, I was in a fit of rage. I did this in a fit of rage. So it is a impulsive act. 10th, schizoid fantasy. Withdrawal into self to gratify frustrated wishes via fantasy. Withdrawal into self to gratify frustrated wishes by fantasy. It is seen in adolescence, wish-fulfilling daydreams. Schizoid and schizotypal personality disorder. 11th, turning against the self, retroflexion. Unconscious deflection of hostility towards another person onto oneself, resulting in lowered self-esteem, self-criticism, and at times injury to self. For example, head banging in children, and destruction of property or self in a fit of rage. It can be seen when someone is suicidal. No, it can be associated with suicide, severe depression, or any form of deliberate self-harm, which is also called DSH. 12th, introjection. Unconscious internalization of the qualities of an object or person. Identification with the aggressor. Sometimes seen in victims kidnapped by terrorists, also known as Stockholm Syndrome, or also seen in grief reaction. It is clinically associated with depression. 13. Hypochondriasis. Unconscious transformation of unacceptable impulses into inappropriate somatic concern. Abnormal illness behavior in physically disordered or normal individuals. It is associated with hypochondriasis. 14th, inhibition. Involuntary decrease or loss of motivation to engage in some goal-directed activity to prevent anxiety arising out of conflicts with unacceptable impulses. For example, writing blocks or work blocks. When for some time you lose the ability to work or think. Social shyness. It can be clinically associated with OCD and phobias. 15th, compensation. Also called counterphobic defense. Unconscious tendency to deal with a fear or conflict by unusual degree of effort in the opposite direction. Examples are involvement in daredevil activities. For example, skydiving to counter fear of heights. Also, excessive preoccupation with bodybuilding to counter feelings of inferiority. It is seen in clinical situations such as nymphomania to counter a sense of sexual inadequacy. Also seen when keeping excessive details in a diary in patients suffering from dementia. 16th, splitting. Unconscious viewing of self or others as either good or bad without considering the whole range of qualities. Believing personalities to be either black or white without the shades of grey. For example, in a typical Bollywood movie, the hero often is all good and the villain is all bad. It can be seen in borderline personality disorders. Now, coming to the mature defenses. Mature defense mechanisms are seen to be as a good defense mechanism and they are less harmful than the others in long-term use. First is sublimation. Unconscious gradual channelization of unacceptable infantile impulses into personally satisfying and socially valuable behavior patterns. For example, channelization of sexual or aggressive impulses into creative activities, diverting forbidden sexual impulses into artistic paintings. Second, suppression, that is voluntary. Voluntary postponement of focusing of attention on an impulse which has reached conscious awareness. Voluntary decision not to think about an argument with a close friend while going for an interview. Then third, anticipation, realistic thinking and planning about future unpleasurable events. Anticipation is a universal phenomenon occurring in all intelligent individuals. Humor. Fourth, overt expression of unacceptable impulses using humor in a manner which does not produce unpleasantness in self or others. It is also a universal phenomenon.